Hey guys, what's going on? Absolutely Beast here. Bringing you guys a race today on Forza 6 on the Circuit de Catalunya. Sorry about the mic adjustment. So I'm using a different mic now at this point, at least in this recording, because I'm having some issues with mine. There's some severe static and I can't quite figure it out. I've already tried a different cord and doesn't seem to be fixing the issue. So anyway, be a little bit different sounding on this one. So this was a race on Forza 6. Probably already said that. This is Circuit de Catalunya, the Grand Prix circuit, so the full version. This was a track that I did not like very much on Forza 5. And on this game, it's extremely rare that it comes up. But I actually don't mind it now. I actually kind of like it a little bit. So that guy stalled, which, by the way, I've done many times in that Porsche. It's easy to do, unfortunately. So the reason I brought you this race specifically was because it's, like I said, it's a rare track, and also because there's a group of us here at the beginning, the top 6 of us, these guys right here, that race so clean through the first minute and a half of the race, and it's really rare to see that. And everybody was in sort of a really big tight pack and just sort of having it going, and it was just cool, and you don't get to see that very often. So of course, a little bit like you see there, a little bit of bumping and stuff, a little bit of bumping and sort of fighting for position a little bit, which it happens, but just even more a testament to how good all these drivers were that were up here in the beginning was the fact that people were bumping slightly like that on the turn, only because they were going so wide. Like 3 wide through a turn is that's pretty ballsy to do that. Everybody's so close. Look how close we all are right here. This is just sort of, at this point, I'm going about as fast as I can. I don't know this track super well, so I'm not up in it necessarily as much as those guys are at the front. I'm not competing for the lead because I'm not super familiar with the track. I know it from Forza 5. So actually, if you haven't seen the video already, there is a video on my channel. I think it's titled like Forza 5 First Time Driving Manual or something like that, and it's actually on Catalunya, and it's really funny. See, that was the first little incident there, and that was a minute and a half in. Yeah, it was actually right there as I'm going between those 2 turns right there. That's exactly where the video took place, a lot of it. First time driving manual. So when you first start driving manual, well, for those of you who don't know, I do drive manual, and I have always driven manual since a couple of years ago, and now I've actually driven manual with the clutch, which I was converted to just within the last couple of months, and it actually makes a huge difference. And you're actually able to mess around with the button settings a little bit, so you can make it easier. You don't have to like push a completely separate button in order to do the clutch. You can basically just make it a button right when you're shifting, so it seems pretty intuitive once you get the hang of it. But anyway, so I drive manual, and that was actually my first race. It's one of my favorite videos on my channel. It's my first time ever driving manual, and it's funny to go back and watch it because I spin out on a corner and then I just lose it, and I literally can't get back on the track. Can't figure out how to make the pieces work together to get back on the track, because normally, even if you're driving automatic, you have to worry about the brake and the gas and steering. And then even more complex now, you have to worry about when to get off the gas and when to get back on it, when to get on the brake, when to get off of it again, all those type of things. And man, see right there, that was one of the most unfortunate things that happens. That's a guy who I race with a lot, and I know he's really fast, and so it's 9 times out of 10 it's a safe bet to follow someone like that really closely. I usually do that with Killer Spoon. I follow him really close because I know how he's driving, I know he's not bad, and I know that I can't keep up with him. And so that was the case there, but he just sort of slid out, and I was too close to correct, and I ended up hitting him, which is super unfortunate. But so yeah, there's a lot of things to worry about when you're worrying about gas, brake, and steering, and then also about shifting, and you're trying to figure out which gear to be in, and how that. It's super complex. And there's when you first do it, and it's really overwhelming, and you basically get to a point where you can't function. For those of you who play shooter games, it's basically the equivalent of putting on the look inversion. So, or if you're used to using the look inversion, now basically that's like where you look up and it moves your character looks down, or you push down on the stick and it makes your character look up. If you switch that to the opposite of what you're used to using, it's super hard to do, and it just like it completely takes you out of the game. So you're not even driving anymore. Like when you're trying to first do manual for the first time, you're not even like really driving, and it takes some time to get used to. And it's an absolutely hilarious video. Make sure you check that out when this one's over. It's super funny. So anyway, now I'm kind of behind this guy in the Porsche, and and I'll stay behind him through the whole rest of this lap. I get kind of close to him at one point, but I couldn't quite get past him cleanly. I came up on him kind of fast, and then I had to lift off a few times to make sure that I didn't like hit him. And right here, you can hear me just lifting off. And unfortunately that cost me the race. I was trying to be considerate, you know, give him the space that he needed instead of just trying to blow past him on a track that I don't know very well, on a turn where it probably wouldn't have worked out as well. But I ended up sliding out, and that basically cost me the race. So that, you know, that's what I get for being, you know, they say nice guys finish last. Of course that's not true, but you know, sometimes it does feel like that. Because you just, if you don't, you know, just try to take your position that you need, sometimes you'll just get crashed out and lose it, or you'll get stuck in the back. So that, you know, that's sort of the main thing about racing. The more you race, the more you'll know when to pick your moment. Or, well, I mean, you're always trying to pick your moment, but the more you'll know when that moment is, when to take it, when to not, when to back off, when to go hard and go aggressive. So thank you guys for checking this out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my uploads. I've been trying to upload as much as possible. And like I said, make sure you check out that other video, Forza 5 First Time Driving Manual. It is hilarious. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. I'll catch you next time.